Hey guys, it's just a glorious evening down here in Jacksonville, Florida, and today was a day of things, so let's talk about them. Well, hello Glue Troopers, and welcome back to the Tarbus, and from now on it's just the Tarbus. So, a couple of things happened today. First off, both the Tarbus and my office are finally starting to smell like glue because I'm actually able to start working on a few projects here. These are all for the kit bash. Got a lot of work ahead of me. I talked to Ken today about maybe 3D printing some parts, but it looks like it's going to be easier if I just kit bash them out of the original aircraft parts. He can print files, but he's not really set up yet for designing the stuff that's going to be in there. So no big deal. And I was over at Hurricane Hobbies, restocking on glue as I said I would, and I was told that there's a gentleman who's in there rather frequently who sadly lost a family member, but apparently the family member that passed has what was described to me as a walk-in closet full of vintage models. So hopefully I'll be able to meet up with that individual and maybe give them a hand figuring out what they're worth and everything. I assume the family's going to sell them, but that might make an interesting video. It's sad though when these things come available because we lose a model builder, but time marches on, and it is what it is. So I got my 6-month permit to keep flying today from the doctor, so yay. I'm going to be out next month in California, hopefully meeting with Mike Machat. Really looking forward to that. Also had a chat today with Bruce, the Mystic Modeler Ships, about how to do the water line on hulls of ships, keep it straight, and different techniques. And he was telling me he just uses that really thin, like 2 or 3 millimeter Tamiya tape and just eyeballs it. And he does great work. Go out and check out his videos. He's working on a sailing ship right now, and he's just really good at the ships. They work. He makes amazingly quick work of them. It took me forever to build the one sailing ship that I did and get it rigged, and he can knock them out in a quarter of the time or less, and with great results. But then I guess that's kind of his forte, and whenever you're used to modeling something, I guess speed just comes with practice. But anyway, hopefully I'll be having a lunch or something with him in the near future, and it's really cool. I'm very fortunate up here in Jacksonville. We got a lot of modelers here. I've got Bruce in Daytona, and Trey in Orlando, and Fran in Orlando, and other friends down there. So as I'm going back and forth to work, sometimes it's nice to be able to stop off and visit and talk models and whatnot. And we think of model building in the terms of the styrene and the kits, and that is the major part of it, but it's also the social network, which is really what this channel is more than anything else, and I'm glad it is. Make friends and stuff. So good news, P38's done, up on the shelf. I'm afraid to touch it because parts seem to want to fall off of it so easily. I also got a lot of this stuff organized today. Got a lot of my spares and everything reorganized, and that created some space. And the only other real thing today is that I was in my mind working what I want to do with the kit bash, and it's good to finally sit down with the parts and look at them. And the reason I got everything organized though is one of those accidental organizations. I actually was looking for this stuff. These are the engines and everything with the Lindbergh ME262 and the nacelles. I was like, where was that stuff? And the whole time I just had this box sitting on top of it. So I wound up going through all of my spares boxes, wondering where to put it, and finally got everything organized. And when I was done, ta-da! And guess what else I found? Dun, dun, dun. Yes, that's the part that I ordered recently because I couldn't find it anywhere. And of course, the spray gun works better with the new part. But, the fastest way to find something, not to be looking for it. I think we all know that lesson. So, my plan of attack, I'm playing with some really cool ideas for the Dornier 335. That's going to be the centerpiece. But the ME262, I came up with some really cool ideas, something to do with it and with der Stuka. So, of course, it's all fictitious, but could have beens, would have beens, should have beens. And by the way, while I was doing that, I also stumbled across, while I was cleaning everything up, I stumbled across my old U.S. Air Express hat brass and put it back on the captain's cap that's up here on display. So I knew I had that thing somewhere. You know, once you start unpacking, finally going through the final boxes, you start finding all those missing little trinkets. Still need to get frames for the pictures and everything. You guys have sent me a lot of beautiful artwork, and I plan to put it up around here. And the garage is full of it now because we just ran out of space in the house to put it up. And of course, that has largely to do with the fact that my living room is now adorned with the magnificent artwork of Mike Machette. So that is pretty much where we're at for the evening. I really didn't get any building done, but I probably will tomorrow. Great news. Unless they call me in for something unforeseen, I've got about a week off. And I think after the past few months, 5 months, that my poor dear wife has had to put up with me with being a mess just with the move and the training and getting the medical renewed and, you know, sadly loss of a family member and all these other things. I've been some of you guys even commented that I didn't seem to be my usual chipper self of late. I have great news though. Today, getting my FAA medical renewed was the last of the heavyweight hurdles that was on my shoulder. You know, the shed is done, the house is ready. We did have one little minor catastrophe here that I'll talk about in the live stream just before I went from medical, and the irrigation system went bananas and squirted me right in the forehead. But that's a story I'll say for the live stream. Hey, I'm off this weekend, planning a live stream Saturday night at the usual time. So guys, I want to thank everybody for joining, spending a little of your time with me this evening. I hope you're having a wonderful day and a great build. Take care of yourselves, and as always, model on. Lopsided or not, it keeps me cool. And the tarbas are starting to smell like glue. Ah, the intoxicating bouquet. An interesting happened while I was there. Also, an interesting thing happened. Is that camera straight? That camera's not even straight. Realized that for the first time since I moved in, my office. Really? Okay, so that's how it's going to be. Come on, just sneeze already. Oh, God, it teases me but doesn't sneezes me. And I'm not drinking teas with me tonight. And a 1, 2, and a ready, and. That one goes. This one goes. Yeah, Lindbergh did not think much about interiors, did they? Fun Max has returned. Oh, that's good. Was there still some coffee in there? Yeah. There will be outtakes.